Imagine our world 100 million years ago. Forget the tranquil blue planet we know today. Picture Earth as a realm of monsters. Not on the land, where dinosaurs roamed, but in the churning, endless oceans. And not birds, but colossal hunters with wings so vast they could blot out the sun. The seas were a cauldron of leviathans. The skies screamed with predators. And survival. Survival meant never, ever letting your guard down. This was a different time. A different Earth. This was the world of ocean monsters and winged hunters. Let's dive into the mid-Cretaceous period. The oceans back then were unlike anything we can comprehend today. Beneath the waves that lapped against the shores of the supercontinent Gondwana, life took on forms that were stranger and far deadlier than anything that had come before or has come since. Ruling these waters was the undisputed king, the mighty Mosasaurus, stretching over 50 feet long, a creature of immense power and terrifying efficiency. It was the apex predator of the seas, its secret weapon, a double-hinged jaw, much like a snake's, lined with rows of sharp, conical teeth. This allowed it to swallow prey of incredible size, even a shark whole. But the Mosasaurus was not alone in this lethal paradise. Sharing these waters were the slender plesiosaurs, with necks longer than a modern-day bus. They were the ambush artists of the deep, snatching fish with lightning-fast strikes from their impossibly long necks, and though their reign was beginning to wane, the dolphin-like ichthyosaurs still patrolled the deeper waters, sleek and fast, remnants of a bygone dynasty. And of course, circling below, ever-present, were the ancient sharks. They were the eternal opportunists of the seas, waiting patiently for scraps, for the weak, for any chance to feed. The ocean was a stage, and the players were giants. In these crowded, predator-filled oceans, conflict was a constant. Battles were not an exception. They were the rule. Imagine a massive mosasaurus, its immense body gliding effortlessly through the Sunderpole shallows, a silent, dark shadow. It's on patrol. Suddenly, a plesiosaur, perhaps a bit too bold, ventures too close. The reaction is instantaneous. The giant sea lizard strikes with brutal force. Its massive jaws snap shut around the plesiosaur's long, vulnerable neck. The sound of crunching bone would have echoed through the water. The plesiosaur thrashes violently, a desperate, futile struggle, but it's already too late. The sea begins to bloom red, a cloud of lifeblood spreading through the water. This crimson signal is an invitation. Within moments, scavenger sharks, sensing the kill, swarm the scene, darting in to tear away at the fresh carcass. For now, the Mosasaurus has proven its dominance. It rules today. But even kings must hunt again tomorrow. The cycle of life and death in these seas was relentless, brutal, and never-ending. But while the oceans ran red with the blood of titans, the skies above had their own rulers. Soaring on thermal updrafts, above towering cliffs and vast coastlines, was a creature that defies belief. The Quetzalcoatlus. This was the largest flying animal to ever exist. To put it in perspective, with a wingspan stretching over 35 feet, it was taller than a giraffe when it stood on the ground. These were not fragile, bird-like creatures. These were winged hunters, masters of both the sky and the land. They would land near rivers and estuaries, stalking their prey on two legs, using their long, razor-sharp beaks to spear small dinosaurs, fish, and scavenge carrion. They were versatile, adaptable, and utterly formidable. And when they took to the air, it was a spectacle to behold. Entire flocks would rise as one, darkening the skies. A living storm of wings and hunger, casting vast, moving shadows across the land and sea below. Sometimes These two worlds, the world of the sea and the world of the sky, would collide in a spectacular and deadly fashion. Picture a Quetzalcoatlus, one of these giant pterosaurs, descending low over the waves. Its spots a glint of silver. Its long beak spears a fish near the surface, an easy meal. But beneath the surface, something is watching. A shadow moves with impossible speed. With a roar of displaced water, a Mosasaurus lunges from the depths. Its jaws break through the surface like a torpedo, an explosion of spray and power. The pterosaur lets out a piercing shriek, but it's far too slow to escape. Its massive, delicate wings shatter in the crushing jaws of the leviathan. The great hunter of the sky is dragged beneath the waves, another victim claimed by the relentless ocean. In this world, whether you ruled the air or the sea, the balance of power was never certain. Danger could come from any direction, at any time. The Cretaceous world was not a peaceful paradise. It was pure, beautiful, terrifying chaos. Every single creature, from the smallest to the largest, was both a hunter and the hunted. Vast schools of fish would dart and swerve in unison to avoid the snapping jaws of smaller marine reptiles. Those reptiles, in turn, had to constantly watch their backs for sharks. And the sharks themselves were prey for the true leviathans. Even the mighty Mosasaurus, the king of the sea, faced mortal danger from rivals of its own kind, fighting brutal battles over territory and mating rights. These creatures fought not just for a meal, but for dominance. Each battle was a test of strength and will. Each victory was temporary, a fleeting moment of supremacy, and each defeat was permanent. This was the raw, unfiltered struggle for survival. This was life 100 million years ago. A planet where the oceans roared with the bellows of leviathans, and the skies thundered with the beating of colossal wings. The dinosaurs may have held dominion over the land, but the seas and the skies belonged to monsters. This was their kingdom. This was their war. And in their spectacular, violent clash for survival, the face of our planet was forever changed. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey back in time. If you were captivated by these prehistoric giants, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the incredible history of our world. We'll see you in the next one.